Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from SABA satellite channel from Arab. Here are tonight's top stories.
President Al-Alimi leads drive to restore global investment in Yemen's energy industry.
Prime Minister launches financial reform drive to boost state revenues.
Minister of Water and Environment explores climate partnership with Friedrich Ebert Foundation.
Welcome back. President of the Presidential Leadership Council, Dr. Rashad Al-Alimi, received a senior delegation from the U.S.-based Hunt Oil Company, led by Chief Executive Officer Hunter Hunt, to discuss reviving the company's investment activities in Yemen's oil and gas sector. President Al-Alimi praised Hunt Oil's historic role in developing Yemen's petroleum industry, including the discovery of the country's first commercial oil reserves, the establishment of key energy infrastructure, the training of Yemeni professionals, and its contribution to the Yemen LNG project. The president also briefed the delegation on the government's ongoing economic, financial, and administrative reforms, highlighting measures to improve the investment climate, strengthen transparency and governance, and provide the guarantees needed to encourage the return of international investors. He reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting investors, securing vital energy facilities, and creating the conditions necessary to resume production and drive economic growth.
Member of the Presidential Leadership Council, Uthman Mujalli, met with U.S. Ambassador to Yemen, Stephen Fagan, as the American diplomat concluded his diplomatic mission in the country. Discussions covered cooperation in counter-terrorism, combating extremist groups, including the Houthi militia, as well as efforts to counter smuggling, piracy, and Iranian influence in the region. Mujalli praised Ambassador Fagan's engagement with the Yemeni file and his role in raising international awareness of the challenges facing Yemen, particularly threats to international shipping and regional security. For his part, Ambassador Fagan reaffirmed the United States' commitment to supporting Yemen's government and preventing Iran and Houthi militia and extremist groups from threatening maritime security in Bab el-Mandeb Strait and the Strait of Hormuz.
Speaker of the House of Representatives Sultan al-Barakani and Chairman of the Shura Council, Dr. Ahmed Ubaid bin Dagr, took part in the 8th Conference of the Arab Parliament and Speakers of Arab Legislative Councils, held at the headquarters of the Arab League in Cairo. Addressing the gathering, Speaker al-Barakani said the Arab world is facing an increasingly critical phase that requires stronger unity and coordinated action to confront growing security threats. He warned that Iran's regional interventions continue to undermine the sovereignty and stability of Arab states, calling for joint Arab defense and deterrence framework, including a rapid response force to safeguard regional security. In another address, Chairman bin Dagr stressed the need for greater Arab solidarity, describing Iranian intervention and Israeli occupation as two major challenges facing the region. He reaffirmed that the Palestinian cause remains central to the Arab world and noted that Yemen has been among the countries most affected by Iranian support for the Houthi militia.
Prime Minister Shah Azzadani chaired a high-level meeting in Aden with Ministry of Finance and the heads of the country's revenue authorities to review the next phase of the government's financial reform agenda. The Prime Minister said the government is moving forward with a comprehensive institutional reform program, beginning with the Ministry of Finance as the cornerstone of public resource management and fiscal sustainability. He stressed that strengthening financial governance is essential to restoring the effectiveness of state institutions, ensuring the regular payment of public sector salaries, and improving public services. The meeting approved the ministry's short-term strategy for 2026-2027, focused on increasing public revenues, improving financial management, and strengthening fiscal discipline. Officials from the customs and tax authorities also outlined plans to combat tax and customs evasion and enhance coordination among revenue agencies to support economic stability.
Minister of Legal Affairs Ishraq Al-Maqdari met in Aden with Asrat Beker, Regional Director of the Friedrich Ebert Foundation. to discuss expanding cooperation in support of the ministry's institutional reform agenda. Al-Maqdari outlined the ministry's priorities for the coming phase, including the digital transformation of its operations through a unified electronic system linking the ministry with legal departments across government institutions and governorates. The minister also highlighted efforts to review, republish, and officially issue Yemen's legal references after unauthorized amendments were introduced by the Houthi militia. The meeting also focused on capacity building programs in legislative drafting, state litigation, legal oversight, and public legal awareness. For her part, Baker reaffirmed the Foundation's commitment to supporting the ministry's reform and governance initiatives through expanded cooperation.
In another meeting with Friedrich Ebert Foundation, Minister of State for Women's Affairs Ahd Jasus discussed expanding cooperation on programs aimed at advancing women's empowerment and increasing their participation in leadership and decision-making. The minister reviewed the government's national plan for women's empowerment, ongoing efforts to promote gender equality, and the outcomes of a recent national consultative conference that identified priorities for strengthening women's role in public life and policy making. Decisions also focused on plans to establish a Women's Development Fund and an information center within the ministry to support initiatives that promote women's economic, social, and political participation. The Friedrich Ebert Foundation outlined its upcoming programs, including the Women's School Initiative, designed to strengthen women's leadership, peace building, and decision-making skills, reaffirming its commitment to expanding cooperation with the ministry.
In discussions on environmental sustainability and climate resilience, Minister of Water and Environment Tawfiq Al-Sharjabi met with Astrid Baker to discuss expanding operations in these areas. Al-Sharjabi highlighted the growing challenges facing Yemen's water and environmental sectors, stressing the need for broader international partnerships to promote sustainable natural resource management, build institutional capacity, and enhance climate adaptation. He also emphasized the importance of exchanging expertise, supporting research, and implementing joint initiatives that strengthen national capabilities in addressing environmental and climate-related challenges. The Friedrich Ebert Foundation reaffirmed its commitment to expanding cooperation with the ministry and supporting future initiatives in renewable energy, climate resilience, and environmental sustainability.
Minister of Health Qasim Buhaybih visited Kara General Hospital in Marib to review medical services and assess the facility's operational needs as part of the ministry's efforts to strengthen public health care. During a meeting with the hospital's management, the minister received a briefing on patient services, hospital performance, and the main challenges facing daily operations. Buhaybih said the hospital's achievements reflect effective management and teamwork, calling for continued efforts to improve performance and maintain high standards of care. He reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to supporting government hospitals by strengthening their technical and administrative capacities, investing in healthcare workers, and promoting quality standards to improve services and reinforce public confidence in the national health system.
In Taiz, Governor Nabil Shamsad met with officials from the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights to discuss conditions at the city's central prison, inmates' rights, and efforts to expand rehabilitation and support programs. The governor highlighted measures taken by the local authority to improve healthcare and social services for inmates, as well as repairs to prison facilities damaged by shelling from the Houthi militia. Shamsan stressed the need for stronger rehabilitation, psychological support, and vocational programs, calling on international organizations to help expand these services. Following the meeting, the governor inaugurated a Training of Trainers program on human rights for 30 participants to strengthen local expertise in human rights advocacy and equip trainers with the skills needed to promote and protect human rights in their communities.
Al-Mahra Governor Mohammed Yasser met with officials from the Saudi Development and Reconstruction Program for Yemen to review final preparations for the initial operation of King Salman Medical and Educational City, along with progress on key development projects across the governorate. Program officials announced that the facility has been handed over to its operating company, with an initial operational phase scheduled to last 2 to 3 months. The meeting also reviewed plans for a second phase of the project, including the establishment of a College of Health Sciences to help train local healthcare professionals. Discussions further covered priority infrastructure projects in the governorate, with both sides reaffirmed their commitment to expanding development cooperation and improving essential services.
Executive Director of the Software Exploration and Production Operations Company, Salim Kaiti, met with EU Ambassador Patrick Simonet and Dutch Ambassador Janet Sippen to discuss opportunities for technical cooperation, investment and knowledge exchange in both traditional and renewable energy. Kaiti outlined the company's reform agenda to modernize oil and gas infrastructure, improve operational efficiency, and strengthen production despite the suspension of oil exports following Houthi militia attacks on export facilities. He emphasized the importance of European expertise in digital transformation, governance, environmental sustainability, and workforce development to help restore the energy sector's contribution to the national economy. The European delegation reaffirmed its commitment to supporting institutional reforms and expanding technical and investment cooperation with Yemen's energy sector.
We continue with the government's diplomatic efforts as Yemen's ambassador to the United States, Jamila Raja, met in Washington with Congressman Joe Wilson, chairman of the Congressional Friends of Yemen caucus, to discuss bilateral relations and the latest development in Yemen and the region. The talks focused on strengthening Yemeni-American cooperation, reviewing current political and security developments, and exploring opportunities to expand collaboration in areas of mutual interest. Both sides stressed the importance of continued consultation and coordination to support shared interests and promote security and stability in Yemen and the region. Ambassador Raja expressed appreciation for Wilson's long-standing support for Yemen and praised the Friends of Yemen caucus for its continued backing of the Yemeni people and efforts to strengthen relationships between the two countries.
In Washington, the fourth annual Yemen Advocacy Day opened, bringing together members of the Yemeni American community to engage U.S. lawmakers and promote key issues affecting Yemen and its diaspora. Organized by the Washington Center for Yemeni Studies, the event aims to strengthen dialogue with members of the Congress and raise awareness of Yemen's humanitarian, political, and development priorities. Participants met with members of the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives to discuss immigration policy, including travel restrictions affecting Yemenis, and explored ways to strengthen cooperation and direct support for Yemeni American organizations and community initiatives. Center President Abdulsamad Al-Faqih highlighted the role of Yemeni Americans in fostering bilateral relations, promoting democratic values, and supporting efforts to achieve peace, stability, and good governance in Yemen.
And that brings us to the end of tonight's bulletin. Thank you for watching and have a good time.
Have a good time.